I'm Brittany K. Jackson with the Los Angeles Sentinel, and we have the beautiful Nicki Micheaux with us here today. And we are so excited to dive in and learn more about your upcoming film, you know, all the exciting projects that you have coming up for this year. Now, the film LOWLIFE, I want to just dive right in. It's Pulp Fiction. It's something so unique. We know that you have been you had an extensive career, a lot of TV. So tell us what this process was like working and getting the opportunity to work on this film.
Well, once the TV show Lincoln Heights came to an end, I got a chance to play a little bit, play different roles, play different characters. So I had worked with this director, Ryan Prowse, on kind of a gritty border patrol, really dark. And so then he wrote this feature. Not he, it was like 5 writers, and they wrote this feature, LOWLIFE, a character I had never really played before. You know, I mean, I played down and out women, but you know, she's a hoarder and she sold her daughter and she's trying to get the kidney back, and that's the setup. So it was such a crazy thing, and the movie's got action and comedy and a lot of blood, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna be fun. And it's crazy. So, you know, it was a small movie, so you don't think much of it. You're just making a movie with your friends, and it turns out to be a really fun popcorn movie. I mean, it's really touching, which is surprising. I'm so glad that
Pulp
we were
Fiction
able to.
is touching.
We made it touching.
We made it touching. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, now that is a unique twist on it.
Well, you know, they brought me to bring the drama, so.
Nice. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about your role then.
Well, like I said, Crystal, she's a motel owner, and she's just trying to save her husband's life. Her husband's an alcoholic, and he needs a new kidney.
Wow.
So she's going to get the one from the daughter that she gave away. That's the setup.
Wow. Oh my God.
So this is where she starts. And then we watch her as she realizes like where she put her daughter, because she didn't really know. As she finds out what had happened to her daughter, she decides to go rescue her daughter. So now this woman who's basically just been sort of a surviving addict is all of a sudden, you know, a hero and going to rescue her daughter from this crazy kind of sex trade, organ harvesting thing.
Yikes. And this does happen. And I mean,
Well, I mean,
unfortunately.
It's and this is what's interesting about the movie is we're looking at things that are happening, crazy things that are happening that most of us don't even think about. And then we throw it at you in this wild movie because we go, hey, this stuff is happening, but we don't want to preach at you, but we're going to entertain you, but we're not going to you can't leave without knowing because we told you.
Right. Now, I have to know, so you've had such an extensive career. I want to know what has been one of your most memorable moments thus far in your career.
You know, I think it's funny. Probably working on Lincoln Heights, playing Jen. I mean, I've had a lot of memorable moments. I've been on a lot of great TV, actually. I mean, 6 Feet Under was great. The show was great. But the thing about Lincoln Heights is that to this day, I mean, I think there's a little campaign going on right now to reboot the show. I mean, the fans from Lincoln Heights is really the thing that's been so exciting because I love the fans. I love you guys. The show meant so much to them, and a generation grew up with the show, and it's still on somewhere. It's like never off the air. So it's like,
how do you feel about a reboot, actually?
Well, I love Lincoln Heights. I think Lincoln Heights was honestly before its time. I mean, the thing we were talking about, police issues, policing in the neighborhood, you know, family issues, and you know, we were just at that time. It was so hard to get people to pay attention to a Black drama. You know, it was just so hard. I mean, now, you know, we would just be one of many. But at that time, it was really something very unique and definitely a groundbreaking show. So, I mean, I would love a reboot. I think it'd be these are great. It's a great family. It's great characters.
Yeah. Now, and that was one of the things I was going to ask you because a lot has changed. You know, now there's more of an appreciation for Black film. You know, with the Black Panthers and the Wrinkle in Time and all the, you know, the Black directors and actors who are coming forth and making statements. Not that they weren't there before, but it's just being recognized now. So how have you seen that evolution in terms of the response that you get when you're going out for jobs?
I think the biggest change has been, well, number one, there's so many more female directors, which is just fantastic. The best part of all of this movement has been that the roles, now I'm reading for roles that are well-defined and multifaceted. There's no more pigeonholing. I mean, I read scripts, I'm like, they want me to read this? And it's so exciting because that's the part that's new. And I like that this is the new normal.
Yes.
Because, the population is changing and we want to see ourselves on screen and, more of every color. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. I mean, I was really lucky. Yeah. The fact that I've been making a living this long as an actor. I mean, it's shocking when you really look at the uphill battle that a lot of us were facing, and that I was somehow able to carve out this little life was really pretty phenomenal. But it just excites me for how much more we can all do.
Yes. Now I have to know, what is your ideal role? Obviously, LOWLIFE. This is something that's totally different,
right? I think wow. What's my ideal role? I have a thing about. I love the period pieces like Game of Thrones, but I wanted to do something like, like Cleopatra, but Cleopatra's a teenager. So something where, I could be a queen, and that's sort of like, it's all about the tribes, and
queen.
It's like something like that. Like there's tribes and fighting and sex and, all sorts of like stuff like that, like that type of, because I look at what Kate Blanchett, I think, who played like all these British queens, these fantastic, I'm like, I want to play a queen.
Right.
So that kind of thing would be really fun. Even either in the past or in a futuristic setting would be really, really fun.
Right. Come on, futuristic Wakanda forever.
Yes, right.
Another question I have for you is about just a woman standing in her truth in a male-dominated industry. Obviously, thinking about it that way, we're women when we wake up, but
all day.
So, how do you feel about that? And just standing in your truth as a woman in the industry, given all that's happened with the Time's Up movements and the Me Too's and.
Well, I think it's really empowering because I think as women we are bred, trained to not speak up about things that are bothering us or maybe that's on our mind. Because if you did, you're the B word.
Yeah.
So a woman with a voice is a B. A woman who's trying to be in charge of something, a female boss is the B word. So now I think we get to be all of who we are. I mean, the thing about it is, I feel like sometimes I've been a fighter a long time because that's kind of what it took to. I think first of all, just being in this business, you got to be a little bit of a fighter.
Yeah.
Because this is not given to anybody. The men that are in it or any. Is that true? I wonder.
Is it
true? Some people are just bored and I don't know. But I do know plenty of guys who are fighting.
Yeah.
To try to tell their own stories. But I think for women, it has a twofold problem. One. Born into a patriarchal society, women are trained to not speak out. So now you have to resist that. You have to resist you can do science, you can do math. You don't have to it's not all about, what color is your lip gloss.
Right.
So there's that societal thing. And then there's also the career stuff. So the second part is that, in the business, there are limited options. So standing in your truth sometimes means people don't get it.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of practice to really just listen to that small voice inside and stick to it.
Yeah.
Stick to it but that's a challenge. But I think, not to be overly religious, but I really just think that's the beauty of God is that you have that small voice inside of you that says, this is the art that I want to create.
Yes.
And having the courage to just stick through it, even though people are saying, we don't want to see a story about some black chick.
Yeah.
And you're like, but this is a cool story. And there's still not enough of those stories being told.
Right.
So we're just at the beginning. And what I love about what's happening now is the things that I have struggled with, the things that I have fought against, my daughter will never even think about.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world in some ways.
Yeah.
Because she's sitting in Wrinkle in Time and her mind's changing. You know what I mean?
So
her mind is changing. So she's not being taught about these limitations. So I don't know if you remember the study or the commercial that they did about girls, how they describe themselves or what they describe as strong and how it changes from when they're like 8 years old to 15.
Right. Yeah.
How something happens in our culture where from 8 to 15, girls are shifting from wanting to be smart and strong to pretty.
Yeah.
And I hope that our girls coming up now will be able to choose. You can be pretty and strong, or what's the definition of strong? What's the definition of pretty? That they get to define that for themselves. And so it's kind of exciting. I feel like it's the Wild West, like anything is possible.
Right. Yeah. And that's why these narratives are so important. Because,
I think so.
Especially with this younger generation, oftentimes it's true, they aren't able to decipher between what's reality and what's real. And so having these narratives makes a difference. And so, thank you for being a part of that.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. There are so many Easter eggs of the world who are writing, creating, directing, producing, and acting in.
I don't know that there's so many Issa Raes. I mean, she's kind of unique.
Budding, there's budding. There are
a lot of budding artists.
Behind the scenes, I've seen so many budding artists who want to aspire to do what Issa Rae has done. And, can you speak to that as an artist and for those aspiring artists out there who need that extra encouragement or push to keep going?
Oh, there's never been a better time to just go tell your story.
Yeah.
In whatever way you want to tell it, whether it's a poem, whether it's a movie, or just, even your Instagram. Yeah. You're telling your story, you're telling your truth. I think there's never a better time to try to own your own product. Be like an Issa Rae, like putting your own product out there and owning it. Yeah. There are so many different things opening up in business. It's just really exciting me. I look forward to all the different stuff that's coming. The internet has changed everything.
Yes.
It's wide open.
It is. Now, any upcoming projects other than LOWLIFE?
Other than LOWLIFE. Well, LOWLIFE is in theaters April 6th.
Yes.
Yes, which is exciting. And then right after that, we've got season 3 of Colony. I'm recurring on the Colony on USA. I'm not exactly sure, probably the summer, but I'm not exactly sure. But you guys will have to keep people in touch of when the Colony is going to come out, because that's really fun.
We certainly will. Yeah.
Have you seen the Colony? It's sci-fi.
No,
I know there's only
not.
about 500 TV shows on there. But in case you happen to catch one out of the 500, the Colony's pretty good.
Okay. Well, we will be sure to check that out. Now, last question. I want to know, when you are not acting, what keeps you busy? I know you have 2 little ones.
My name is Track Mom.
Track Mom. Oh my God.
That is my name. Track Mom, babies. Soccer Mom. That's, yes, that's where I was last night. So soccer and track and, I'm really trying to hang up pictures of the kids around the house. Yeah. Kind of I moved into a house and I just want to, make it homey. Right. And we got to go to Sears and get a portrait studio. That's what I do in my off time. Yeah.
Any talent you feel like you haven't tapped into yet, either in front of or behind the scenes?
I think I have a real desire to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. So I feel like, and I think I've been dabbling in it over the years in smaller businesses here and there, but now I'm really interested in building a business. Yeah. Building a business in the entertainment industry. So I think that's my next talent. I want to see what that might be. Yeah. But I still also think that there's so much more I want to do as an actor. Because there's more roles open to me. So I am super excited about what's next in that world as well.
We're excited for you. And that's a great point, because entrepreneurship is like the new wave of things, especially when we consider having, developing generational wealth.
Absolutely.
And
well, I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, as a mother, I want to be able to leave some kind of legacy behind for my children. Yeah. And I think that's in business. Yes. I think that's in business. And I think enough more people of color, we need to do that.
Yes, we do. Yes. Well, thank you so much for this amazing interview. And thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So April 6th, LOWLIFE.
April 6th, LOWLIFE.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Catch Nicki Micheaux. Thank you so much for your time. And we're so excited. Thank you. Woo. Thank you.
Hi, this is Nicki Micheaux, and you are watching the Los Angeles Sentinel.